Hello everyone, and welcome back to Rtmr, the road to mom's retirement. Thank you for tuning in into episode 8. Today, we're diving into a story of resilience, determination, and the power of mindset. You know, sometimes life has a funny way of bringing people together. And that's exactly what happened with today's guest. We've been walking the same path towards success, but we didn't even know each other until our journeys crossed midway. It's incredible how similar our experiences have been, and I'm excited to dive deeper into his journey today. So without further ado, let me introduce you to someone who has faced his fair share of challenges. I've seen him change physically as well as mentally in the last 365 days. And let me tell you guys, his heart has never changed. So, welcome Rumi. It's great to have you on the show, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank you for asking. Just showing up the best we can every day, how it's supposed to be, Focused on my health right now, focused on my mental health, focused on my financial situation. Just you know how it is, man. I think we're walking in the same direction right now. Of course, both on our different paths, but still, I'm really grateful for you having me here on the podcast today, bro. I know that this is something you've worked really hard for the last couple of months. So I really appreciate that you gave me the opportunity and you trusted me to talk to your audience and hopefully provide some insights of the things that I've learned in the past 3 years. So I'm really excited, bro. Once again, thank you very much and let's get into it.
I'm glad to hear that, bro. And I'm grateful and excited for you being here. So, as you said, let's dive right into it. Tell everybody your name, your age, and what your life looks like at the current moment.
Yes, I'm Rtmr. I'm 23 right now and just really focusing on myself, man. I'm working full time as a delivery driver, also investing as much as I can into crypto and really focusing on my trading skill set. Just looking at the charts daily. You're a forex trader yourself, so you know how it is. You have to be in the markets every day to become a better trader. So yeah, man, that's about it. Just focusing on becoming the man that I want to become.
Awesome to hear, man. As I said in the beginning of this episode, I've really seen you change a lot over the last 365 days. But before we're diving deeper into that, let's talk about the changes that kickstarted your journey. Can you share with us how your journey really began and what were the key moments or turning points that set you on the spot?
I would love to. For me, the journey started back in 2021, around mid 2021. I was working in construction, I had a good relationship, and a pretty busy social life. Some things happened back then, which led to me basically losing all of my friends I had because of a pretty big argument. I'm not going to go too deep into it. You have to know that most of my free time was devoted to the hobby that I was doing with these people and all my friends back then. So my entire social life fell away as I decided to quit that hobby after that argument. Time went on, and as a couple months passed, I started to see more and more about crypto on my Instagram, particularly from Robbe, who was here as a guest the previous episode. I started talking to him on Instagram and went to the first seminar that he hosted here in our hometown about crypto. I think about 10 people had heard about crypto, so it was really bold of him to host that. But hearing these people talk and just having a lot of free time back then and not really knowing what I wanted to do, it sparked something inside of me, man. And this small spark actually grew out to be 3 years of improving myself and growing every single day. So I think that's where it started for me, man. I just started learning about crypto back then. In 2021, I decided to join the academy, and that kickstarted it all. That's where these 3 years all started for me, and that's where I kind of decided to take matter into my own hands.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's always inspiring to hear about the beginnings of a journey. And one thing that stands out in any successful journey is the power of mindset. So, how would you describe your mindset at the start of your journey and how has it evolved over time?
All right, I think this question is going to require some vulnerability from my side. Because when I joined the academy in 2021, I was the unhappiest I'd ever been. I lost all my friends, as I said, and I didn't really know where I was going with life. I lost the little purpose I had through volunteering, and I didn't really know where I wanted to go. So I was just going every day without having a destination. So through joining the academy, I actually got that destination. I knew where I wanted to go, and I started learning that it was possible. So my mindset has grown from what it was back then um, to now just focusing on the things I can control,
Mm-hmm.
focusing on my daily actions and just being disciplined, even in the things I don't feel like doing. And I think that way we're just bettering ourselves every day. And that's the most important thing. So, that being said, I think that's where my mindset was and where it is right now.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, brother. You know, I respect you so much, bro. And it's really crazy how you changing your mindset can affect your journey in a positive as well as in a negative way. You know, in the beginning of this episode, you mentioned losing a lot of friends. Support from friends and family can play a huge role in someone's journey, and many people face the challenge of growing apart from their friends as they pursue their new goals. So, how did you handle the shift inside of your social circle?
I think this as well has not been a linear process, man. It's really had its ups and downs. In the beginning, it was really hard, of course, from being really busy and always having something to do to all of a sudden not really having that much planned anymore. It got me thinking. It got me thinking a lot. It got me turning inside, asking myself, all right, what did I need in these people that I can't provide myself? Throughout the 3 years of that happening, which probably was the biggest loss of friends I'd say that I had, I've grown into realizing that it was God actually making space in my life for the things that were supposed to be there, such as crypto, such as trading, such as the amazing people I have around me right now, like yourself, bro. And if I wouldn't have had that happen back then, I wouldn't have been able to get to know you guys. I wouldn't have been able to get deeper into the things I'm invested in right now. So I hope that makes sense because everything happens for a reason. I think we both know that, and I hope everybody once realizes that even the worst thing that can happen to you probably has a reason and is going to teach you something or going to bring you further in one way or another.
Yeah, man. And I totally agree. You know, it's such a big change in your environment once you start getting to know other people who might benefit you in a positive way. Now, for those who might be struggling with the idea of leaving old friends behind as they are pursuing their own dreams, what is one piece of advice that you could offer them to help them navigate throughout these scenarios?
I think this is a difficult topic because it depends from person to person, of course. But for me, I never made the conscious decision to leave friends behind. I never actually decided, okay, from now on, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I just had it happen. We just grew apart. That's most of my friendships just grew apart. And if it was because of an argument or because of a disagreement, then it was also supposed to be that way. I'm sure that, as I said, everything happens for a reason. So if you're going through this or if you're feeling like you're losing people that meant a lot to you in earlier stages in your life, I just think you need to focus on what's ahead of you and not focus on what's behind you because what's ahead of you is probably going to be better if you want it to be better and if you work on it to be better, of course.
Yeah, man. You know, there's one thing that I always used to say, and it's a man of the present that pays for the past equals no future. So, looking ahead instead of looking behind might be one of the best pieces of advice you could give to someone. And it's interesting to hear how support systems can be so different for each and every one of us. But for those who didn't support you, how did you handle that negativity or skepticism? And what kept you motivated despite the lack of support?
So I believe there's two different kinds of people. The first kind of people are those who really want to see you fail. They are going to make jokes about you, either with you there or not. They're going to talk shit behind your back, and they're gonna call you a fool for even trying something. Now, these kind of people, I've always used that as a form of dark energy. I think for men especially, fueling your fire with dark energy is extremely powerful. This dark energy should come from you wanting to succeed more than them wanting to see you fail. I think it's a really good thing if you're able to motivate yourself on the hard days through this dark energy and through just you wanting to prove them wrong. It might sound toxic to some people, but I believe that it's actually a good thing. Um, and then the second kind of people are the people that don't really believe in you, but they don't wish bad upon you either. In this case, I think it's actually quite normal because we young men, and especially me myself, I haven't proven anything worthy. I haven't done anything major or big in my life. So if I'm talking about these big dreams and big aspirations, I think it's normal for people not to believe because I've not shown that I'm capable of achieving things like that. So the people that aren't fully supportive but also don't wish bad upon you, I think just keep them close, man, because once you do have the results and you do show that you are actually capable, I think those are the people that are going to support you the most. So that's how I've dealt with it, and that's how I'm still dealing with it. I think it's a never-ending process. I think we're going to lose people along the way. Of course, in the next, who knows, 60, 70 years, there's going to be people that go out of our lives. There's going to be people that come in. So, yeah, that's how I've dealt with it, man.
I can truly relate to what you're saying. You see, recently I've experienced a good friend of mine making jokes about my goals and what I'm doing to achieve them. You know, at first I was offended, but I quickly managed to turn it into motivation. And as J. Cole raps in one of his songs, envy keep your pockets empty, so just focus on you. If you broke and clowning a millionaire, the joke is on you. Balancing external opinions with self-belief can be tricky. How did you navigate the balance between staying true to your vision and incorporating opinions or advice from those around you?
When it comes to life and life decisions, I've always been someone that asks a lot of opinions of different people. That's just how I am. I always like to know as many different perspectives of my life problems that I'm having as possible. So I will ask everybody's advice, but I will still do my own thing with it, and I will still follow what I think is best. But I will also keep in mind the things that people said to me. Now, this is in life, as I said, but when it comes to business or trading or investing or anything you want to become good at in life, actually, it could be sports, it could be anything. I think there it's really important to only take advice and listen to the people that have actually walked the path that you're walking. Listening to, for example, in sports, your coach is probably a good idea because he has played in the positions that you want to play. He has made the mistakes that you have not yet been able to make because you haven't put enough time in it yet. So I think in trading, it's the same thing. Learning from somebody who's already 4 or 5 years ahead is so it's a cheat code towards shortening your learning curve of trading because he can tell you about the mistakes he made. And so that's about it. When it comes to life, I actually like getting other people's opinions. When it comes to business and trading, I'm very selective of who I listen to and whose advice I incorporate.
I agree, man. You're totally right. And one of the first things that I learned from the podcast Your Wish is Your Command is who do you listen to? And I couldn't be more blessed than I am today for having the right guidance, the right support, and most importantly, having the right people around me, including you, because I know that you can add a lot of value to my journey going forward. So let's shift a bit into your personal growth. How has your journey impacted other areas of your life, such as work or personal habits?
I think embarking on the journey of never-ending progress 3 years ago has mainly shown itself in my daily actions. My daily actions right now look completely different than they did 3 years ago. I used to never work out. Now I work out every single day. I used to eat super unhealthy and like ultra processed. Now I try to eat whole ingredients, like whole foods, and I try to eat as healthy as possible. I try to read every day, non-fiction, of course, like self-development books. I listen to podcasts every single day, just really trying to improve myself on a daily basis. And that's the only way to really get somewhere, man, in life is just doing the thing you're supposed to do, not tomorrow or the day after, but today. And together with that changing, what also changed was the way I felt, of course, because now it's not that my job has become better over the last 3 years. It's just that I've become happier, and I actually get to go to work now because 3 years ago I used to have to go to work in my head. So now I get to go to work, even though I would love to be a full-time trader and live from my investment portfolio. I'm still grateful that I have a job right now and I have the opportunity to have an income and to make money. So I think that's what changed the most is my mindset, of course, but also my daily actions, the thing I decide to do on a daily basis. And I think for everyone looking to start any kind of self improvement, it starts today. What you decide to do today is going to decide how your tomorrow looks. And I think that's a good starting point for all of us.
True, man. You know, it's either day one or one day. And starting is the hardest thing to do. But once you're going, you just might become unstoppable. So, before we wrap up, is there any final piece of wisdom or insight you'd like to share with our listeners? Something that has been crucial in your journey so far?
If there's one thing, of course, there's been many things that have helped me throughout the past 3 years, but one thing I would like to share, and it's something that I'm also still working on, is to get out of the victim mentality that we've been raised into. Start looking at life as if everything that you see and experience, both good and bad, is because of your own actions in the past. I think we young men especially have to take responsibility for our own actions and become as great as we can. Only by doing this can we assure ourselves and our loved ones a good future. So, start taking responsibility for the things you can control and stop taking blame for the things you can't control.
Well said, man. That's a heavy hitter. You know, Remy, it's been incredible having you on the show, man. Your story of resilience and the role of mindset and support is truly inspiring. Thank you so much for being here today with us and sharing your journey, man. I really do appreciate it.
It was my pleasure, brother. Once again, thank you as well for trusting me, for giving me this opportunity. I know this podcast is going to go a long way. I'm 100% confident in your abilities and in the success that's waiting for you.
Thank you so much. And thanks to all our listeners for tuning in to RTMR. I hope today's episode has given you some valuable insights and maybe some inspiration to keep pushing forward on your own path. Remember, no matter how tough things can get, resilience and the right mindset can turn challenges into opportunities. That being said, don't forget to subscribe and follow us on social media at RTMR_podcast. Leave us a review and share this episode with anyone who might find benefit from hearing Remy's story. Stay focused and keep moving towards your goals. Until next time, peace out.